Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome to some more Eternal gameplay. Today we're going to be ladder grinding with Makto-Icaria control. This is not my deck list. Unfortunately, I got it from RNG Eternal quite a while ago, and I don't remember whose it is. There are so many lists that are put up there daily that I just can't go back and find it. Just be aware that this is not my original list. This is actually a list from pre-nerf. It's still pretty good. It's what I've been grinding with so far this season. So we're going to just go ahead and go through. So 4 Seek Power for faction fixing, a must in a 3-faction deck like this in most cases. 4 Torch for damage and removal. 2 Annihilate, more removal. 4 Quarry, this serves many functions in the deck. It allows us to dig for specific cards that we need. Maybe we need a certain faction, we can dig for a power card that gives us that faction. But the best use for it is when one of our revenge creatures, Stone Powder Alchemist or Inquisitor Makto, have died and went back into our deck. This allows us to dig to hit those and get them to Destiny. 2 Vanquish to kill some bigger units. 2 Vara's Favor for removal for X1s and also faction fixing. 4 Wanted Posters. Was really scared that the nerfed Wanted Poster would make it kind of unplayable, and it's certainly a lot worse than it was. Requiring the 1 more power means that you have to have 1 more power out to cast this and a kill spell in the same turn, but it's still worth playing. 4 Slay, kill any unit, best removal spell in the game. 4 Stone Powder Alchemist, because we're all about that revenge. This did get a nerf, but still very worth playing. 3 cost 2/1 with Lifesteal and Revenge, and when you summon it, it deals 2 damage to the enemy player. 2 Valkyrie Enforcer for silencing pesky opponents' things. 2 Auric Runehammer to help us kill things that have Aegis on them, and in control matchups is a very effective damage dealer to the opponent's face. 3 Rise to the Challenge to help us find things that we need, especially our revenge units that have already died and have Destiny coming up. 3 Vicious Highwaymen. May seem unusual in a sort of controlling deck, but this is a very good card for that. It allows us to kill X1s, gain a little bit of life. The Warcry and Charge is excellent, especially against other controlling decks. 3 Harsh Rules, because occasionally we do need a reset switch. 4 Inquisitor Makto, one of the namesakes of the deck. Makto's revenge never ends. It never goes away. Every time it comes into play and dies, it goes back into your deck, unless the opponent silences or does something to remove that ability. And finally, 3 Icaria the Liberator, and I just clicked and removed one of those. Go back in there. A 7 cost 5/5 with steep faction requirements, but her power level requires that. Flying, Endurance, Warcry of 5, Charge, and Aegis. Our power base is 2 Fire Sigil, 4 Justice Sigil, 3 Shadow Sigil, 4 Rakano Banner, 4 Seed of Glory, 4 Crest of Vengeance, and 4 Crest of Chaos. That is the deck list. Let's play a few games. Alright, this is actually a pretty good hand. We've got all of our factions. We do need multiple of each, but Seek Power helps with that. So does Vara's Favor. We're going to keep this. We'll definitely lead off with the banner, as it's going to come into play depleted. Depending on what we draw next turn, we may go for a fire. Seed of Glory, yeah, that makes it for certain that we'll want to do that. The faction requirements for the deck to cast everything in it are 3 Fire and Justice and 2 Shadow. And we are to the 2 Shadow with Vara's Favor helping us out here, as long as it doesn't get stripped from our hand by the opponent. But our opponent's only showing Rakano colors at present. That doesn't mean that's all they have, just all they have out. If they are on Rakano aggro, they've gotten a very slow start, which is good for us. They have a fast spell of some sort there. Okay, so probably Icaria Blue. Yeah, going to get our Revenge unit silence there. That's sad, but at least it wasn't Makto. Well, let's attack in. I actually want them to block here, but if they don't, that's fine as well. We are going to play a Fire Sigil, and we actually have to cast this if we want to be able to drop Makto on curve next turn. We need the second Shadow. Alright, Unseen Commando. It's a bit of a problem. Hopefully they don't have another silence effect for our Makto this turn. Not going to risk attacking in here. We're just going to deploy the Inquisitor and pass. Since we showed them our Vara's favor last turn, very good chance that they wouldn't take our bluff. It's a lot less likely that we would have a second one in hand. Well, they're taking a bit, so almost certainly they don't have a silence effect, fingers crossed. Otherwise, I think they would have snap played whatever it was. Makto is kind of a must deal with. And we're 2 turns from casting Icaria on curve, which is great also. Alright, Vanquish is much less of a problem for us than is a silence effect, though it is letting us take quite a bit of damage here. Alright, Annihilate's good. Most people have stopped playing Protect now that it's been nerfed, so we probably don't have to worry about that. Let's swing. And I mentioned that because we're going to annihilate this commando. Alright, we're saving this. Well, I guess I could have done that and got Makto back there. Maybe that would have been better. Probably should have. We had unused power, so yeah, we should have done that. Next turn is completely occupied with Icaria, so... Well, there's Makto anyway, so... Now, I don't know if I want to play Icaria because Shelter Wing Rider just trades with her. Let's Crest of Vengeance. Another Icaria. Huh. Well, now I wish I'd just played Icaria, but we didn't know that was on top. Let's pass. Have they cast a fast spell yet? No, they have not. That's real bad. Block here and go to 6? Alright, so we're very dependent on them not having a removal spell here. Because we need to double block here. The fast spell they have could just be a Finest Hour, in which case we're kind of just screwed. Okay, that's less of a problem. We're definitely going to try to do that. We have to, and we're going to soak up this 3 damage as well. Alright, so we got to. Don't know what their fast spell is. They definitely had a pause there at one point. Alrighty. Well, we're going to play our other Icaria and attack. Hopefully we will Warcry onto Makto. Then we can rise to the challenge for that next turn. I'm going to play this out. There are situations that we would want more power available to us, so... Alright, so it didn't happen. We are going to rise first. And it did go on to Makto, which is awesome. Destiny, so we'll draw a card. Awesome. We're going to crest. And I'm going to put that on the bottom. Then swing in. Get us closer to whatever unit Icaria Warcried onto, or it could be an Auric Runehammer that got the pluses. Got a second one? You do. Good game. So apparently they were holding Torch for that whole time. I'm kind of surprised they didn't use it at one point or another, but there it is. Yeah, we're not going to keep this. That's a bit better. We'll start off with the Crest of Chaos. Banner, we probably do want that, so we'll leave that on top. Right, play our other crest. Don't think we want a second Icaria right now. Want to draw some more powers so that we can cast our first Icaria. Right, Brazen Daredevil, Reckless. When she attacks, she deals her damage, her power and damage to a random enemy. Okay, okay. Well, we're going to go with this. Next turn we can cast that for sure, so we're going to play out a wanted poster on that. Hopefully they don't have something to buff it. It looks like they don't. Was a risk we really needed to take, though. Alright, Pyro Knight. Slay, that's a good draw. Let's do that. We'll trigger that. Get Lifesteal and Quick Draw. Draw a couple of cards from the wanted poster. And swing in. Awesome. The lifesteal is very relevant in a matchup like this, where the opponent's on hyper aggro. And now we're actually to the point that we can cast our wanted poster and our slay in the same turn, which is good for us. Alright, that's a little unfortunate. Hideout pistol there removed our highwayman. I would actually much rather kill this Pyro Knight as they're getting close to ultimating it, but I can't sanction taking 5 damage a turn here. Though I guess we could wait, since we have a highwayman, kill this now. No, we're going to go with the power efficiency. Wanted poster. Slay. See what we draw here. Alright, that's fine. Our life total's still at a decent amount. Opponent seems to be on Stone Scar Gunslingers. There's another Pyro Knight. Alright, a Quarry. Well, we definitely want to get another power, and it needs to be fire, so that we can cast Icaria when we get to 7. Then we're going to go with Highwayman. And I'm going to kill the exhausted one in the hopes that I can make them block with this one, though that's not likely. It is a marginal thing. Always try to give your opponent the opportunity to make a mistake. Goodness knows I make enough unforced errors on my own. Everyone else is perfectly capable of doing that too, so I like to give them the chance. Alright, Annihilate's okay. So they can definitely ultimate that next turn. We're going to Stone Powder Alchemist. I'm going to hope they spend their whole turn ultimating this, then I'll just annihilate it. Yep, good. Kill that. We're going to take this. It's much better for us to swing and gain 2 while dealing some damage to the opponent. Another Highwayman. We've drawn all of them this game, which is excellent. And we got there. Okay. We've got all our factions. We got some good removal. Makto, this is a keepable hand. Going to still lead off with our scouting power. Yes, I do want that. Thank you. That will give us the faction we need for Makto to for sure be a castable. Gonna go with the banner and then torch the Oni Ronin. Alright, Rakano showing here. That's a very good draw for us. Let's play our second shadow and just pass. Again, we don't just fire these off willy-nilly. We want to do it when we're looking for something to help us out or to dig to our revenge units. Sadly, Annihilate can't hit that. I think we're justified here in slaying this. No, actually, we're going to develop our board. Then we can slay it next turn if we don't hit our 5th power and attack in with this, potentially, depending on what they play here. All right, Whirling Duo. Can't annihilate that either. We're going to take this. Seek Power is excellent. We definitely need a fire. Actually need a 3rd one at some point. Then we're going to slay here so that we can attack profitably. Makto is able to come down for sure next turn. Hopefully they don't have a Valkyrie to silence it. It's a little unfortunate. Right, banner. Let's swing in. And we always want to attack first if our opponent's showing power so that they have less information about what they need to deal with. They may waste a removal spell on our attacker that they would have rather used on what we're about to play. They do have a silence effect, which is sad. They actually probably should have attacked first there, though they had the Vanquish, so that's understandable. Alrighty. Well, let's Crest of Chaos. Vanquish is not very useful to us unless the opponent plays an equipment on one of these. Then we'll Quarry since we're actually digging for an answer. Makto seems pretty good to me, and we can cast it because Quarry reduces its casting cost, and then we'll just pass. Probably in a position that we want to be blocking with this Alchemist now if they allow us to. Crimson Firemaw. Well, that's a much better target for this. Actually, I think I'm on the Harsh Rule plan. This kind of telegraphs a Harsh Rule. So they may let the Makto through. They're not going to. They know what's coming. Alright, opponent at 40 life, which is not a huge concern for us usually, though it may end up being an issue. Alright, another Fire Maw. We still have the power that we can play Annihilate, so we're going to do that. And we're almost both top decking. We are for sure. Well, Highwayman's okay. Gonna do that. Try to get some more Cry going on our revenge units. Steady Marshal, sure. And a Rune Hammer, so bye-bye to this. Luckily, we got another Highwayman, so we're going to hit them, so we for sure get rid of this Rune Hammer, even if they were inclined to block. Right, no Gunslinger in hand at least. That's real good. So far in this session, Highwaymen have been the MVPs of the deck. Alright, a Grenadin. Not something I'm super worried about. Let's attack. Alright, got them to 9. Go ahead and play this and silence this so it can't get bigger. And we got there again. Awesome. Nice little rank up. Oh, that's a big upgrade. Bronze to gold is very welcome. Let's go ahead and pop that pack. And sure. Yeah, this is keepable. We'll start with the banner, see what we draw. If we draw another power card, it will inform what we want to go for with Seek Power. Okay, so we want to go for Shadow. Or not Shadow. Yeah, Shadow. We don't have a Shadow out yet. Alright, well, I want to play our Alchemist, so we'll do that. We may be up against a mirror here, or a pseudo-mirror. There are a lot of similar builds to this running around at times. Some of them run Statuary Maiden over the Highwayman. I for sure want to play Makto next turn, so we're not going to play Highwayman this turn. Would be better for us anyway if we could kill a creature of the opponent's, even if it's a Stone Powder Alchemist. Yeah, I do want that, thank you. That will complete our faction requirements for everything in the deck. In fact, I wouldn't be sad at all to draw another power besides that the turn after so that we can play Icaria. Alright, so we are not in a mirror. This may be 3-faction gunslingers, though some of the lists like this do run this as like a 2 of. Let's do that. Play Makto. They are completely depleted, no options, so that's one time that it doesn't matter for us to attack first. Also hoping for no silence from the opponent. Vanquish is fine. Makto will come back eventually. Runehammer's pretty good. However, I think I want to go with Highwayman. They could have a torch. And if so, they need to do it now. That stops me from attacking and get the war cry. It's a very smart play by the opponent. Well done. You always want to do it in response to the ability from the Highwayman so that the person can't attack with it and get their war cry. There's one of their own. So this is sort of just a different iteration of this same deck. So we can expect to see Maktos from them. Unless, again, this could also just be 3-faction gunslingers, because both of these are gunslingers. Sadly, that is depleted, so we can't Icaria. But what we can do is wipe their board, though it costs us 2 cards. And Runehammer is very likely to just get destroyed next turn. I think it's worth it to get those off the board. Opponent seems to be stuck on 4, so that is one boon for us at least. Wanted poster. Nope, we're on Icaria or bust here. The only question is if they attack, are we willing to block? If they have a finest hour, we'd still trade. Okay, they're going to pop the Aegis. So we're low enough that I'm willing to block. Yep. Especially since the Aegis is gone and a removal spell can just get rid of her next turn. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we definitely want that on top. Let's go ahead and wanted poster here, even though it does give them a chance to silence it and get rid of that. There's our destiny, gain a little life. That's a huge critter, though vulnerable to vanquish. We're going to hold this just as a bluff for now. Quarry, okay. They have wanted posters too, so information. Both of our destiny cards, one right after the other, is very good for us. So is all that life gain, since they couldn't manage to kill it. We're just going to pass. Alright, kill that one because it's gone for good now. They have a torch. Then they can kill this and keep theirs alive. I'm not going to block. They have a lot more cards in hand than we do. We've got 2 harsh rolls though. Try to race. As we are currently winning the damage race, though, with so many cards in hand, that could rapidly change. Statuary Maiden, so it is that one. Well, attack with Makto. And I'm sad here because with Harsh Rule, this is going to turn into a Cudgel. But we really don't have a beneficial play other than to just Wanted Poster and then Harsh Rule. So that's what we're going to do. So Makto won't come back, it will become a Cudgel. We'll get to draw 2 cards though. Rest and a seat, that's not really... 2 cards. Oh, we had the wanted poster on the other guy, so we got to draw 4. Forgot about that. Quarry? Will we keep a quarry? Yeah, we'll keep a quarry. Especially since we have another Makto. It'd be nice to dig for it if it dies. There's their Makto. We need to kill that. We'll play out ours and our seat and end the turn. Alright, another Makto for them. They've gotten the war cries from the highwaymen there. I think what we want to do here is rise to the challenge for Icaria. The plus will allow it to trade with this, so we're going to deploy her and swing. Or maybe should have attacked with this too, but didn't want them to just kill it and take the 7 to the face. Whirling Duo, okay. Cudgel. We can't afford to block that. It's a lot of life gain though. Alchemist helps. Again, I'm going to hold on to this quarry for now. And I will definitely trade here if they'll let me. Okay, their first Alchemist. Vanquish doesn't hit that. The life gain makes it to where we're not winning this race. So I'm just going to pass. That may be a mistake. But as is, we would only be hitting for 2 every turn with their life gain. And they'd be hitting us for 3, so we lose that race. They do look like they have maybe a fast spell. Yeah, wanted poster. Okay. Let's seek power. Doesn't really matter what we get here. Yeah, opponent definitely has... Oh, that was a mistake, though. We shouldn't have gotten the Shadow Sigil now that I think about it, because Vara's favor is less useful in the future because of that. What is your fast spell, opponent? Another wanted poster. Okay. We're going to quarry now that we know that Runehammer's on top. Take that. Now we can afford to start attacking with our Makto. Right, it immediately destinied, which is unfortunate. We're going to lose our Runehammer here. And they got their Makto too. Actually would like it if they went ahead and got the other one that's in there so that we could harsh rule. Alright, taken 5. Icaria hit there. Well, no use to attack because they can just eat it. Got to pop this Aegis and harsh rule. Hopefully our revenge is closer to the top than their revenge, though they're drawing a ton, and the way this works is the stuff goes back in first and then they draw, so there's big likelihood they're going to hit, and they did. Yeah, I'm guessing that they are holding a torch in hand. That's probably the fast spell they had all that time, which they hit both of these anyway, so good game, opponent. We're not keeping this. It's a bit better. Still nothing going on till turn 3 with what we have. Okay, Crest of Wisdom. Start off with our own scout. And I do think we want that. We still need a second shadow at some point too, so maybe I should have scryed it to the bottom. But Rise to the Challenge is so useful in this deck, it's hard to pass it up. Alright, Amber Acolyte. So there are 3 factions. Could be Temporal or Chalice control. Could just be some mid-range build. No blocks. They got a Sandstorm Titan. I'd rather just slay it and get in, or vanquish it and get in and start gaining some life while dealing damage. And it is Chalice, so that's good to know. Go Seed of Glory. Going to attack. And I'm going to kill this so that they don't have it around to Chalice. They have a Desert Marshal, though, which is sad. So, silence here. Embiggen that and draw a card. Not sure how this matchup goes. I have not played against Chalice at all with this. See, we do need a Shadow. We're going to attack. And tempted to rise to the challenge. Or just vanquish that. Let's just hold it for now. Would like to get a wanted poster and draw some cards. We've gained enough life that taking 4 a couple of times is not a huge deal for us. Though them continually playing out creatures and drawing cards off them is a bit rough. Okay, well, I would like to play Makto this turn, but we can't afford to let this Reliquary Raider live, so it's going to have to be Runehammer. And now we're going to Vanquish so that maybe we can keep our Runehammer around by blocking. An undepleted power would be excellent for us so that we could Icaria.
Safe travels.
Alright. Temple Scribe, okay. As crazy as it sounds, I'm thinking about Runehammering one of the small ones so they have less fodder for Chalice. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Then we'll play out Makto. These Chalice decks, from what I remember, play like 8+ silence effects, so that's really bad for us.
What have we here?
Alright, looks like they may not have one. That's really good. Sadly, this is depleted. We're going to swing with Makto and play our second Makto. Sadly, they have this to hit with Chalice next turn and make it really big, which is horrible because when they attack with it, they draw a card. Really? You're willing to let me kill that? Okay, I'll bite. Sure. I don't really mind that much about Harsh Roll. Of course, you've got 6 cards in hand, so you don't either. Especially since you can refill a whole lot easier than we can. Shelter Wing Rider, that is unusual in these Chalice decks. Of course, maybe the meta's shifted some. Let's scout. I will take a Rise to the Challenge. Then we're going to cast our other Rise to the Challenge for a Destinied Makto. Draw that one. We're going to pass. Don't want to just suicide our Icaria into this Shelter Wing Rider. I will definitely block, though. Get that Aegis unit off the battlefield. They're a little hard for us to deal with when they're that large. Alright. So, Kotheon, ultimate it. Draw some cards, make it big. I think we're just going to do this again. We're going to get the other one. That's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and wanted poster here, because we are tight for mana or power, even with as much as we have at the moment. And another rider. Crest. I will keep that on top. That seems useful at the moment. Let's attack. Alright, well, here's another Inquisitor. Very surprised more of our stuff hasn't gotten silenced yet. Either the opponent's not running as many silence effects as these used to, or they've gotten very unlucky with their draws. Luminary Reclaimer is a real good addition to these decks, it feels like. Our Vanquish is going here, because we want to draw some cards. Aha. Good draw. We'll scout. That's a decent draw too. Icaria's time has come. Alright. Feels like we maybe could pull this off. Still very touch and go, but we got there. Awesome. Alright, not a bad session there, if I do say so myself. Again, I don't remember whose list this is. I've had it for several weeks now. If I did, I would link to their page on Eternal Warcry as I usually do. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to make a new deck list under my name and link to that. Apologies to whoever's list this is if you watch this video. It's not that I don't want to give you credit, it's just that my memory is not holding up. It's failing me here. But thank you very much. This has been a list that I've enjoyed playing quite a bit. And thanks to everyone else for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments and by leaving a like below. It really does help tremendously. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.